Hello, in this video we are going to look at strings and expand our knowledge more into the methods and some of the extra features that Python provides with strings. So first of all, let's create some strings. So if I call this string1 and I'm going to set it equal to Python is amazing. So remember, we can obviously just print off a string like so. We can also just print part of a string, so we could just do this is string1, just access it as we might, a variable in other languages. So if I do 1, for example, that'll get the second character. Remember, it starts at 0. So if I do 1:4, we get the 1 to 4 characters. If I run this, and there we go. Python is amazing. YMYTH. Okay, we've already sort of covered this before, not specifically the strings, but just in general. So we can also update strings as well, because obviously you could do string1 equals something else, but there's another pretty cool way that you can update it, and that's essentially by just updating, a particular part of it, or just accessing a particular part of it and then appending it to another string. So you could do, let's say, print, and you could do string1. So let's say if you do :4, so just the first few characters. And if you were to add, let's say, Bob at the end with a space, and let's see what we get. So there we go. So yes, the first four characters, PYTH, Pyth, and then space that we put in, and then Bob. So that's a pretty cool thing that we can do. Another thing that we can do, so let's just create another string, and we'll put Python is the best, and this time there's something called escape characters. I'm not going to cover all of them. It's going to cover 1 or 2, and I'll provide a link so you can check the rest out as well. So there's escape characters for new line, for space, for tab, and it's like really awesome. So let me show you the new line space character. So if I do string, so if I do print, if I print, so someone's going to print something in line here. So if I put in hello, then world, if I want this, let's say, on a separate line, what I can do is just do \n, and that's new line. That's very common. As you see, the color has changed in the IDE. It's very common that is a new line character. Like I said, there's several other escape characters, and I will provide a link so you can check the rest there, but they're in some sort of similar format to this. So if I run this now, there we go. Hello, and world is on a separate line, even though it's only one print call. Another thing that we can do is called concatenation, or more specifically, special characters for strings. And again, there's a whole heap of them. I'm just going to cover 1 or 2, and I'll provide a link so you can see the rest as well. So one of them is called concatenation. This is something that you'll use a lot when it comes to string manipulation. So what you could do, we have string1 and string2. If you wanted to sort of add them together, you could just do string1. Actually, let me create some new strings. So string3, I'm going to set it equal to string1, but I want to join string1 and 2 together. So I could add string1 and string2. And this isn't a mathematical add. When it comes with strings, it actually just concatenates them, which just sticks them together. String 1 is first and string 2 is second. So if I do print string3, and let's run this. There you go. Python is amazing. Python is the best. As you can see, that there isn't a gap there. So if we want to alleviate that, we could even create a variable that has a space in there. Put a space in one of these, but maybe we can't have a space at the end of this or at the start of this. So what we could do is just do quotation mark, space, another add. And that concatenates 3 strings. So string 1, this string which is just a space, and then this string which is, string 2. And you can concatenate as many as you want. And there's a bunch of other special characters. I'll provide a link so you can check them out as well. So let me see what we get. So Python is amazing. Python is the best. So next we're going to be covering the format operator. So at the moment our strings have generally just been simple like this, but you might need to form it based on let's say, different variables that the user provides you, or different, pieces of information, or, from somewhere else in the application. Yeah, you could, be concatenating them, but that's not the most elegant solution. And, there's a bunch of different format characters. So if, let's say, we want to do print, well, let's create some variables. So if we do var1 equals hello, then var2 equals world. I'll leave it like that, and then let's see if I print, and I'm going to print, yes, this, I'm going to say hello, so that's going to be the greeting, this is the best world, but instead I'm going to use the format operator. So I'm going to put a %s here, so this will essentially say it needs a string, to be placed here. We're going to have a %s here, and you could have it for characters, you could have like %i for some sort of decimal integer, you could have, f for some floating point real number, and like I said, I'll provide a link so you can check all of these different operators out. There's too many to cover, but as long as you know the general usage, you're all good to go. So now, after the quotation mark, but before the bracket, just put %, and now open close bracket, and now you specify the actual pieces of information in this order. So this is the first one, this is the second one, each one separated by a comma, and it can have as many as you want. So var1 and comma var2. So you could obviously put a string here yourself. If it's a number, you just put the number. Oh, we've got variables, so let's run this and see what we get. Scroll down. Hello, this is the best world. It looks like as if it's one string, but it was two different variables using the format operator. So now let's take a look at triple quotes. So if I Google lorem ipsum, which is very popular text, just dummy text, it just flows very well. And I want the actual lorem ipsum text. Here we go. If we have this, and we put in a variable, if I do, I'll just call it lorem equals, as you can see, that's quite long. I haven't enclosed in quotation marks here, but that's not very elegant. So what we could do is do something called triple quotation marks, starts here, and anything we put after those triple quotation marks essentially is part of this string. So if I were to put enter here, as you can see, even though it's on a new line, it's still got that green color to it. And let me do another one here, separate it again. And let me do one here. Okay, there we go. And to end it, you just put triple quotes. And now if I were to do print lorem, and now if I run it, see what we get. So scroll down. As you can see, we now have our lorem ipsum text. And so if you want it on several lines, this allows you to essentially do that. So the syntax for triple quotes consists of a single or a double set of quotes. So if you want it to span multiple lines, obviously in this case, and this is something that should be on one line, but this was just an example, this will really help. And then finally, I want to cover some built-in string methods. Again, I'm only going to cover one or two. So what I'm going to do is just, I'll forget about that. I'll go down here, and what I'm going to do, let's say if I have var4, I think I've got 3 vars, so definitely I've got var4. Let's say if this equals hello world, and maybe I want it all capitalized. Fortunately, there's a method for that, and it's called capitalize, like so. And if we just specify the method, We put var4, I'm going to specify the piece of data. And if we scroll down, NZEC. Okay, so again a problem. Let's take a look at what it is. Forgot capitalize is a method that is part of all string variables, so it's dot capitalize. And let me make sure I've actually spelled capitalize correctly. No, it should be a Z, and it should be a method brackets at the end because it's a method. And let's see what we get. So still capitalize. Spelled it incorrectly. There should be an A there. So again, just my bad. And there we go. So that has not been capitalized. Sorry, I don't know where my mind is today. It capitalizes the first letter of the string. So if I rerun this, I don't know what the hell I was doing. So if I go back, check, as you can see, the first letter is now capitalized. Sorry about that little confusion. So there's a whole heap of methods and operators. So for some other built-in string methods, there's one for isDigit, where you can check, if the string only contains digits, you can check if it's a numeric value. If it only contains white space, using isSpace, and so forth and so forth. So feel free to check it out. The method I was looking for instead of capitalize was up arrow, just remember. So if I change that to upper, that will convert all lowercase letters in the string to uppercase. So that's it for this demo. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.